Hello and welcome back to another video of my tutorial series. And I know it has been quite a time, but yeah, I was actually kind of lazy and I was kind of busy, and both in comparison is pretty bad to make videos. But that has changed and I have some time now and I'm gonna record that. So in this video we're gonna focus on making our initializer file and setting up the cogs we need in order to basically work with the bot. But that's coming in later, or first in this video we're just going to set up the init.py file, and I'm going to open up my example code here, and I say we just start right off. So first we're going to set a comment up here, and we're just going to say imports, because I just like it to comment out my code a bit so that when others are reading it, that they just know where something is and what it's supposed to do. And that's why I'm writing in here imports, and then of course I'm starting with import Discord. Below that I'm starting with import OS and some other stuff like from discord.ext import commands, and then from discord.ext.commands import cog, and then basically that's it. So more we actually don't really need. Oh, actually we do. Yeah, and what I need is blah, here it is, from discord.ext.commands commands import, why is it marking it? It's not import, and then I'm gonna do these parentheses here, commands on cooldown context. So we're just making a few errors where we will maybe that will maybe appear for error handling, and I can't type, missing permissions, and then basically stuff like not owner, has permissions, then when mentioned, or, and I think that's it. So more we don't need. And below this we're gonna say from discord .ext.commands.errors, oh, not entry point, blah blah blah, errors, import, basically in here just bad argument, command not found, where is it, here, there, command not found, and missing required arguments. And basically maybe we need this later on, from discord, I can't type again, discord.utils import get, and that's it. More we don't need. Then it's pretty important, that's what I'm going to show you here. Basically when you want to go big with your bot and you want to build up bigger stuff, like for example you want to show user infos and stuff, it's pretty important that you need to go to the developer portal of your bot, like to the developer portal, select the application that you have as your bot and go to the bot section, and then you have to look under privileged gateway intents. That's pretty important that you activate both of these in order to give the bot the permissions to read or collect data from users. And it says here, note, once your bot reaches 100 or more servers, you will need you will require verification or whitelisting. That means that you need to go through a verification process of your bot, where a few Discord staff members are reviewing your bot and checking if it's not a scam or something, and then it gets this this verified badge. I have not a bot currently here which has it, but for example when you look at Me6 or other bots, basically that will show up. And this is basically the thing. And once you're below, or when you're below these 100 servers, it doesn't matter anyway. So yeah, in order to make this into our bot, first you need to activate it in the developer portal like I did, and then you need to write intent. So we're making a variable intents, and this refers to discord.intent intents dot defaults, which is basically has every intents needed, and then intents dot members equals true, and intents dot presences equals also true. No, not try. Help what I'm doing. True. So the bot basically can read out members, so member lists, and yeah, basically presents this from members. So it can look, are they listening to Spotify, or which game are they playing, and stuff like that. So that's the stuff up here. A pretty important button we have is sort imports. Then Discord is going to sort the imports we have. So it's basically pretty clean now. And now here I'm going to set another comment that says basically just prefix and more. And in here we're gonna be like we're setting up in constant variables, like in constant, but it's still listed as a variable. So in Python you don't have something like a constant, but you note something like a constant when you write it out in whole capital letters. So owner IDs basically is just a list of owner IDs we have, and in here you can copy the ID of a user, and in order to get this button down here, you basically go to user settings, appearance, and down here advanced developer mode. You need to turn that on, and then you have this copy ID button. So you just hit it, and in here we're gonna paste our user ID in, and then we're good to go. In order to add other IDs, you're just being like you're just adding a comma, then a space, and then you paste in the other ID, and so on. Below this, we're making another constant, and this is ignore ignore exceptions, and this is basically a tuple. So a tuple is basically everything that's in these parentheses, and everything that's in here can't be changed or modified later on in the code. So that's pretty important to note. But I require you to have basic Python knowledge. So this is definitely basic Python knowledge. And in here we're gonna add stuff like command not found, and bad argument. And like the constant name says, later on when we're doing the error handling in the bot, we will basically just ignore these. So if they appear, we will just ignore them. So that's the thing. In here we're gonna make a class, and this class is called just a bot. And in here we're basically just doing where it is. Oh yeah, I forgot an import. Basically in here we need to say from discord.ext.commands import bots as bot base. Hate sort imports again. And in here we're gonna make the parameter bots base. So this is where we will write the initializer things in our bot that we need later on to trigger certain events in the code and stuff like that, or to basically make a basic setup of our bot, or this is the file that will be run or that will be going through if the bot starts. So first we're gonna do in here is in def init file. So your in def init function. So you're making you're writing a def __ init __, and in here you're just pasting in self because we're in a class. And in here we're gonna say self self dot ready equals false. And below here we're gonna say self dot oh no, we're doing that later on. In here we're gonna be super and then parentheses, after that a dot, underscore underscore init underscore underscore, so we're calling our function, and in here we're coming in and saying like commands command dot prefix equals, and then we're making two parentheses and two quotes, and basically in there we're going to make our bot prefix. In my case this is an exclamation mark, but you can make this for your bots how you want. And then we're gonna say owner IDs, owner ID IDs equals just owner IDs that we wrote in capital letters, and intents basically just equals intents that we defined up there. So this is basically, we don't need more in here first up, and after this we're gonna make a class that's basically just called load, and in this load we're just pasting in self again, and in here we're going to make a pretty basic thing. So we're making a variable extensions, and this is basically a list. In this list we're defining names, so we're gonna say lib.cogs basically in here. Then what we're going to do is basically we're just naming all our cogs. So we have appearance, and I'd say let's add for first lib, or we're just adding in lib.cogs.appearance. So it's actually called main, main.cogs.appearance, and this is basically path just to this cog we have right here. In this part we're gonna say for ext in extensions, and then we're gonna say self dot load extension, and in here we're just gonna say ext, and then we're basically good to go with that. And in here we're gonna make another function that's just basically run, and in here we're gonna say self and then make a comma and say version, and then in here what we're going to do is basically we're gonna say self dot version in capital letters, version equals version, and then we're gonna say self dot setup. No, we called it load, self dot load, and then down here we're gonna get our token. That's basically self dot token equals open, and in here we're gonna say we're gonna describing the path we're having to our token. So it's basically data slash restricted slash token.txt and in read mode, and in here we're gonna say just read, and that's fine. More we don't need, and and down here we're gonna say just super dot run self dot token, and basically then here reconnect it, or just reconnect equals true like that. And then after here we're basically what we can do actually now is just we can say async def onReady, and in here we're gonna paste in self, and down here we're gonna say if not self.ready, then so basically it just checks if we're not self.ready. Then we're basically saying self.ready equals true, and then basically from here what we're doing is Yeah, actually, we don't really need to do. Oh, we can just do print bot ready, and then here we're gonna say else, and then in here we're just gonna say bot print bot reconnected, and that's basically down here. In the last line, we're just gonna say bot bot equals bot. And that was it. More we don't need. I already pasted the token in here. And what we're going to do, we're going into start.py. We're going up one version, and we're starting the bot and see if everything works fine. Okay, it doesn't. Could not be loaded. Alright, then basically just let me comment that out because we'll focus on cogs later on. So basically, this isn't really necessary. So let's see if we get any errors. No, we don't. We say bot ready, and as you see, the bot is running. So we made the bot running. We set up our main file. We will focus in the next video. We'll generally focus on cogs and setting them up. And in the episode after that, we're gonna focus on error handling. So error handling, we did already a bit in making this ignore exception constant here and importing these. And also we will focus on next week we'll just next week I already say next episode we'll also focus on making a better way to use that prefix. So yeah, I'd say we can already check that out and be like help and use and check if the basic Discord py command works. And somehow my text space is not working. Yeah, my text space is, what the hell? Seems to be like Discord kind of crashed. Let's check that out. What's going on here? Seems to be I can't use it. That's weird. Okay, that's super weird. Okay, yeah. Anyway, but the bot works. That's the main thing, and I try to fix that also. And I can say see you later on. Bye.